This is Zenny Productions.
You need to come and come and direct my choir. Say, hey, you better know it. Come on, direct the choir. Sound good to me. You ain't gotta stand up. You sit right there and do your thing. I'm saying, you OG. You OG now, baby.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm the one and the only Mrs. Rhodes-Wilson, and you have entered Momchronicles 2.0. This here is Mom's Sweet Tea. Just because it's tea does not mean it's gossip. I made this video a few times. Not sure. Was it not good enough for her reputation, her elegance, her class, her sass? Like, this video is dedicated to my grandmother, Zenobia Madry Marable, who is the matriarch of our family. The day that I was packing up to move from Clarksville, Tennessee to Champaign, Illinois, as I was walking to the truck to get in, I got the call that my grandmother was no longer with us. That was June 4th, 2020, which was the day before my 35th birthday. 50% of me was instantly selfish. Even though she was 85 years old, I wanted her to be here longer. And 85 is definitely a long time. But I just wanted her to be here, like, it's not your time yet, as if she didn't have she did have 5 generations. And she was just the most wonderful person you could ever meet. Like, she was kind. She was quick on her feet with a comeback. She sung like an angel. She was gifted. I definitely dedicate my entire brand to her. Because it wasn't for her, I would have never went to fashion design school. What initially led me to starting SummersinSydneyteev. I can't even say I lost my grandmother, because I definitely know she lived an amazing life. She outlived her parents, all of her siblings, any man she was ever, married to, and even some of her grandkids. I spent every summer with her up until the age of like 13. Every single summer. I'm talking from the day I got out of school until literally like the night before school started. I never really knew the kids in the neighborhood because I was with my grandparents. Specifically my grandmother. I've lost people throughout my life, right? I've had classmates pass away. My cousin Shay, she died when she was 12. I was 18. Cousin Sam, he died. I was 8. He was 16. My grandfather passed away. I've had cousins on my father's side pass away. But the way the emotions hit me like a ton of bricks, I've never felt those type of emotions. I've had 3 kids. I've given life 3 times. God has given me life 3 times. I've got married. And the feelings that I felt once I heard my grandmother was no longer here was like an out-of-body experience. I couldn't breathe. It was like I was holding my breath. There's plenty of times I still feel like I'm holding my breath because I'm still, I guess it's kind of like a daydream. So I've never experienced grief like this. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Dedicate my entire brand to both of my grandparents. My grandfather always told me I deserved to be in front of the camera, some type of journalism. You have what it takes. Like, people are gonna know your name. They're gonna respect you. They're gonna know your face. I'm in front of the camera. My grandmother told me that I had an eye and a nick for fashion. I definitely have an eye and nick for fashion. And because of them two putting that together, like, that's where I started SummersinSydneyteev. And from that point, pretty much. So my whole entire brand is dedicated to my grandparents. And that is the introduction to my production company called Zenny Productions. My grandfather's name was Dennis, but they called him Denny. And then my grandmother, her name was Zenobia, but they called her Z. So if I put them together, that's Zenny. So Zenny's Productions will produce all of SummersinSydneyteev, Momchronicles 2.0, TJ's 3D animation, because their legacy lives on. The voice you hear of her singing was from my brother's song called Love. And the relationship he had with my grandmother was even closer than mine was. I don't think you could get that much closer, but he definitely had a very tight relationship with my grandmother. And he had recordings of her voice, and hearing her voice is like another punch in the gut. Up until today, I was going to step away from YouTube, Instagram, all that, because I felt like it wasn't going nowhere. Like, I'm putting in the work, I'm posting videos, I'm taking great pictures, I have the equipment I need, I have good ideas. It's just not being seen by the right people. You know, when it's just not your time, it's just not your time. Or maybe your time has passed. But hearing my grandmother's voice, it kind of lit a fire under me. And I'm not stopping YouTube. I'm not stopping Instagram. Because they definitely would be like, girl, what are you doing? This is what you're supposed to do. So shout out to my new intro. Produced by Zenny Productions. And let the legacy continue. If you're not a part of the SweetieFam, go right down to that subscribe button. Turn on the post notifications for Momchronicles 2.0, produced by Zenny Productions. This is Momchronicles 2.0. And y'all be sweet.